Hello, YouTube Ancestry fans. Just occurred to me that I haven't really done too much recently with FamilyTreeDNA as far as videos. Here's their Mother's Day 2020 special. And you kind of want to key in on certain holidays if you're looking for specials with DNA tests. That's when they like to run them. Of course, all through the year as well, but especially around the holidays. Here's FamilyTreeDNA goes a little deeper than Ancestry. As you can see up here, you got the Family Finder, which is a regular DNA type test. And then you have the maternal DNA test. Now, this is something that Ancestry does not offer. So here is the lineup that FamilyTreeDNA offers. Paternal, which is on your father's side, it's called YDNA. And the Family Finder is just about the same thing as a regular DNA test that you would get at like Ancestry or one of the other large companies. And right now that's discounted to $59. That's not a bad price. Then over here on the far right on your screen is the maternal ancestry, the MTDNA. And it's going to explore your heritage back many generations on your maternal line. The same thing as the YDNA tests for the father's line. It's going to go back father to father, the father to father, the father, as far back as it can go, actually. And same thing with the mother. It's going to go mother to her mother, to her mother, to her mother, and so on down the line. It's going to be taking you way back. And speaking of taking you places, where will your DNA take you? Well, you're going to find out your breakdowns according to FamilyTreeDNA. They do a good job, similar to what Ancestry shows you now. And I think they may have copied off of AncestryDNA a little bit. But they'll also, if you go for a YDNA test, they're going to show you an interesting development. Number one, your haplogroup. And that corresponds with where you ended up and where your family line started throughout the world. Mine happens to start in G, which was one of the first lines out of Africa. Went from Africa into Iran, that area, and the Egypt, places like that. And then it spread all over the place. So here's where you get your haplogroup, and that's part of the test. And same with your maternal ancestry. It's going to show you exactly where your mother's line started. If it's not in Africa, it'll be somewhere else in the world where it can trace back way back in time. Now, this is interesting. It says, we won't share your DNA. We believe your DNA belongs to you and only you. For that reason, we will never sell your DNA to third parties. Now, they do other things, and I encourage you to read all about that on the FamilyTreeDNA website under privacy before you go ahead and take advantage of their services. But, all right, let me sign in here real quick, and we'll have a look around at what this service actually offers you. All right, I've used my login to sign in here to FamilyTreeDNA. And as you can see along the top, it's got the different type of tests, projects, things like that. Over here is your Family Finder, which is essentially the same as a regular DNA test, like I was saying before. And I never paid to have the test with FamilyTreeDNA for that DNA. I just uploaded my test from Ancestry into their database. And they like that. It expands their database quite a bit. And I believe you can still transfer that into FamilyTreeDNA for free. From there, there's several different tabs you can select. And similar to the Ancestry.com offerings, it'll tell you, according to them, where you are from. And I haven't been on this site in a few months. So let's take a look. It'll be new to me as well. Version 2. So they're on an update, it looks like. And European, 99%. Now, I knew that to a certain extent. Now, in Ancestry, there's a big difference in this. Ancestry has me about 80% from Ireland and United Kingdom, and about 3% from Sweden, which is right over here. It's interesting that this test, and what it says to me is possibly they don't have many people testing from Sweden with this company, because that hasn't shown up here. And I can trace that back with Ancestry. I didn't even need the DNA, really. So we're lacking that in this. And over here at 13%, Southeast Europe. Now, my Ancestry does not, Ancestry.com does not indicate this at all. 13% Southeast Europe. But I find it interesting nonetheless. And we have some trace results here. Less than 1% South America, less than 1% in Southeast Asia. Let's expand it here. And there's we see that there was a trace percentage indicating a very small amount of shared DNA in South America or Southeast Asia. So a little interesting there for me. And then, you know, when you test, you will have your own individual location show up here. Or if you even import your current test from other companies, you'll have to read the website. Again, I did mine a few years ago when it was free. I believe it still is. And mapping, it's improved over the years with this. I like what I see. It seems like they need some more people to test, though. But it does have my main group correct there. What I do like about this FamilyTreeDNA company is this button here, and it's Ancient Origins. And what this means is back to the beginning of almost man, how they settled the different areas and evolved, so to speak. Now I'm talking hundreds of years ago here, maybe even 1,000 years ago, and maybe even more, several thousand years ago. What it's going to do is going to show you your breakdown of approximately what this service thinks you're related to. And they can tell that by DNA that's been obtained from different individuals that they've found in the ice, things like that. So let's click on this here. This is one of those persons that they found in the ice. The remains of an 8,000-year-old hunter-gatherer were discovered at a burial site located in a rock shelter in Lashbour, Luxembourg. The remains are believed to belong to a male between 34 and 47 years old. So apparently I have some ancient DNA that goes back to this, and that, like I said, this is going back about 8,000 years. If we click on this one here, it's going to show you, this goes back to the remains discovered in Stuttgart, Germany, identified from a female, likely 22 to 30 years old. And she's from the LBK culture. And I don't want to try to pronounce this. I know I'm not going to get it right. Well, we're talking 5,000 years ago. And, all right, let's click on this one for the last one, Otzi. Some people that read online might recognize that name. This was an ice person found in the Swiss-Italian Alps about 5,300 years ago. They lived there. This person was found with items such as copper hand axe, a dagger, and arrows, typical of Copper Age type burials. Otzi is thought to be a member of the 4th millennium farming culture from what is currently known as Austria. So, very cool. Otzi. Apparently I have some ancient DNA that may be related to this person as well. And here's all the different ancient DNA that show up in my listing there. So that's pretty cool. Majority of the hunter-gatherer. And I like that. It's pretty good. Changes over the years. They used to have a heat map on this site as well. I'm not too sure if they do or not. Okay, so scrolling down, I have had a YDNA test a couple years ago. As you can see, 2017. I went for the 37 marker test, which, of course, the more markers you go, the deeper it gets. So I won't get into that on this video. I do have another video on my channel. If you'd like to subscribe to it, hit like. Maybe I'll do another video soon on it. But it's so deep it would require probably 45 minutes just on its own. But here on the left-hand side, you'll see your predicted YDNA haplogroup. And remember from the first part of this YouTube broadcast here, the YDNA is related to your paternal or your father's side. Your father, his father, that person's father, father to father to father is what that concerns. And here's my haplogroup, G-M. All right, so I hope you like this look at FamilyTreeDNA. There are different offerings they give you, the different tests that they give you. They have some projects here, which is groups of people that share similar DNA and things like that. You can join different projects if you're fitting that specific group. So I'll be looking forward to do more videos, and I please ask you to subscribe to the channel. I need a lot of subscribers in the next couple months. So thank you very much for watching, and you have a great day, and take care, everyone.